Joining us live for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan with Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke. A quick check now at the starting five for both teams. First, for Houston, manning the backcourt, Jeremy Lin along with James Harden. And at center, the most dominant physical presence in the NBA, the elite defensive big man, Dwight Howard. Then there's Chandler Parsons, and it's Ashik in at the four. And for Dallas, Calderon is out there with Ellis, and it's Samuel Dalembert manning the middle at the center position. Then there's Marion, and it's Nowitzki in at the four slot.
Hey, you really can't say the Mavericks were a bad team last year. They were just a little below par compared to what we've been accustomed to. They just were not nearly as deadly offensively, and that's always a recipe for struggles in the West.
And for the Mavs against the rest of the West, you were just talking about, Clark, they went 24-28 against the rest of the conference. And while that is all right, Steve, it's not going to get you into the playoffs.
Not with the depth of this conference, Kevin. And I think you have to be at least 500 this year against the West to get in. The Mavs know this, and they've been a perennial playoff team for a long time. They just couldn't quite get everything together last season.
Well, this is how you completely rattle an opponent's rhythm.
Yeah, you know, such terrific on-the-ball defense to trigger the transition opportunity.
And it wasn't just the tough D, it was the exclamation point they put on the fast break with the slam.
Now here's Ellis. 5 to shoot. Calderon with it. And it's Harden picking him up. Gets the bucket.
And he should thank the defense for those 2 points, really. Nobody paid him any mind there.
Jose Calderon out of Spain is a terrific playmaker and shooter. He's not a guy who's going to put up big numbers, but you give him the keys to your offense, and he's going to make a lot of good things happen for you.
Doris Burke has an update for us. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, I had a chance to catch up with Kevin McHale. One struggle they'll have in this game is finding the right person or combination of players to match up with Dirk. The problem, Coach says, is how do you play someone who can hit jumpers at such a high release point while being quick enough to stay with Dirk when he drives? We'll see if they've come up with any answers, guys.
All right, Doris, thanks. Here's Howard. Can't get it to go. And the Mavericks going the other way now. And going back to Calderon, as good as he is offensively, Steve, you have to manage his matchups defensively.
Yeah, especially in today's NBA, quickness can be so deadly, and I think it's true. Calderon sometimes is at the mercy of those faster point guards in the league, but he can really play. He does an awful lot of good things out on the floor.
Here's Nowitzki. Again, the Mavericks score.
I'll tell you what, he is so difficult to guard, especially on a shot like that one.
Harden the pass to Howard. Soft touch off the glass. Howard's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Well, every once in a while, he'll show us some pretty good moves around the hoop.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Stolen by Jeremy Lin. Right side Lin, and he finishes it off with a one-handed jam. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Rockets.
Boy, their frenetic defense has really been impressive, putting a lot of pressure on ball handlers and turning them over.
Another big aspect of their game tonight has been the fast break, transition opportunity. They're really keeping it up-tempo so far.
And it's Omer Ashik with the foul. That is his first foul of the game.
Second team foul.
And stolen by Parsons.
You know, they really need to start taking better care of the ball, guys. They've been in a funk since coming out of the locker room.
Steve, that's 4 turnovers, and it's still real early. They are not in any kind of a rhythm right now. Houston found their way back into the playoffs last season, but really it wasn't because they were a tough team on the road. They only had 16 wins away from Houston last season.
Now here's Ellis. The finger roll finish at the bucket.
Beautiful finger roll to cap head drive off. He knows how to finish with some flair and flavor, guys.
Parsons, guarded by Marion. Lynn kicks to Howard. They double team Howard. The feather touch on the finger roll. Beautiful. Howard's got 6 points. And Clark, as you were talking about, the Rockets weren't nearly as troublesome to teams last year when they found themselves in the away locker room. Mostly, Steve, it came down to their offense not having quite as much punch.
Well, most teams don't score as much on the road as they do at home, but for the Rockets, 5 points differential between home and away, it's pretty dramatic. And I think that was one of the reasons why we saw them struggle when they left Houston and tried to get a win.
Catching up on the changes for Houston. Caspi, he's checked in for Ash. Garcia comes in for James Harden. And it's Brooks in for Jeremy Lin. Now here's Calderon at the lead pass. Here's Blair. That falls. Nice speed this time from Jose Calderon. Houston leading by 4. Garcia dishes to Caspi. Dwight Howard again. Howard's got 8 points.
Tell you what, he takes a lot of punishment inside. When Howard gets the ball in deep, defenses are looking to foul him hard because of his difficulties at the free throw line.
And he's a devastating finisher when you let him power it up to throw it down. He's a former dunk contest champ, Steve, so you give him a chance to do that, he'll make you part of his highlight reel.
Garcia goes in, got a piece of it, and stolen by Blair. Houston moving the ball around. Garcia's shot is good.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint. I guess the good news is they've taken away the outside shot.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how good their perimeter defense is if they're going to allow inside looks as easy as that.
Now here is Carter. No scoring yet from him, but that's likely to change. 6 to shoot. Nails the wide open jump shot. 12 seconds left in the first. Parsons passes to Garcia. Brooks kicks to Howard. Parsons dishes to Howard. Here's Caspi. And released it in time, but it's off the mark.